So, have you ever thought what makes a good horror villain? Can they steal the show? We'll tell you. Don't miss it. All right, and welcome to the Horror Comedy Hangout podcast. My name is Chris, the independent filmmaker.
I'm Jess, the non-independent filmmaker.
That's right, and welcome to another episode. Tonight we have a movie review, but we're going to have a little twist on that. It's like, can you really hate a villain once you know his side or her side?
Her side, yeah.
As well. So we're going to dive into being a villain on a movie. And we're going to use a movie that we just saw just a couple weeks ago called Bad Haircut. And this comes to me from a friend from TikTok.
Good old TikTok.
Yeah, good old TikTok. we kind of we started talking on TikTok, and he's the lead actor in this film. And he was like, yeah, you want to do an interview? And I'm like, well, I haven't seen the film yet. So he's like, here, talk to the director, and he will be more than happy to send you the screener. So
this is our first one.
Yeah, our first screener. So thank you, Kyle, for sending us that over. We really appreciate that.
It did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint. And we're going to talk about being a villain and Bad Haircut. So you want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's just dive into it.
Let's just dive into it.
Go for it.
So Bad Haircut follows Billy Crumpus, played by Spencer Harrison Levin, an awkward and shy college kid whose self-esteem hits rock bottom after an embarrassing night out. His friends Sonny and Dee decide that he needs a change and drags him to their favorite barbershop. The barber is Mick, played by Frankie Ray, an eccentric, over-the-top, enthusiastic stylist. At first, the visit feels harmless. Mick is loud, charming, and weirdly intense, and way too invested in transforming Billy. But as the haircut session continues, the atmosphere shifts. Yeah, Mick's pep talks become possessive, his jokes turning unsettling, and he starts prying into Billy's deepest insecurities. Billy becomes trapped in a barbershop nightmare. So the barbershop slowly morphs from a friendly neighborhood spot into the claustrophobic maze of manipulation that hint at Mick's troubled past. Rumors about a missing local girl, Sam, played by Nora Freely, suddenly don't feel like rumors anymore. As the night spirals out of control, Billy is pushed into a psychological showdown with Mick, who swings wildly between mentor, tormentor, and wounded child. Their confrontation becomes a chaotic blend of dark comedy, horror, and emotional breakdown, forcing Billy to confront his own fears while revealing the heartbreaking cracks beneath Mick's madness. So that's what the story is about. That's the
synopsis.
That's the synopsis of it.
End of review. No, just kidding.
No. It did resonate with me a lot because when I was a kid, when I went to
barbershops,
the barbershop, I didn't like going as a kid because he would always nick you with the
clippers.
The clippers, and I didn't like it, so I hated going to the barbershop. And he was not a nice guy, so I didn't like that at all. So this kind of resonated with me a little bit about going to barbershops. I'm like, it was an interesting premise or a place to put this whole story in a barbershop.
Creepy barbershop.
Yeah. So we did mention a couple people that were in it during that thing, but then we have Mindy Sterling, who plays Miss Willett. We have Jake Busey, who plays Officer Steve. We have Larry Hankin, who plays Gus, and Martin Kibble?
Sorry if we messed it up.
Yeah, plays Wimp. And then the writer-director of this, Kyle Misek. Thank you, Kyle, for, like I said at the top of the show, sending this screener over.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it a lot. All those people that we mentioned in the last part there, they all have been in significant things in the past. They've been around for a long, long time. So they did get some good talent in there as well.
Yeah.
All right. So now that you know what it's about and who's in it, we're going to tackle this episode a little differently. We want to talk about, like we said at the top of the show, about villains, and then especially Frankie Ray as Mick, the villain, or who he is, kind of thing. So, because great villains aren't just because they're evil, it's because because they're human, right?
Just like us.
Yeah, they're just like us. scare us and break our hearts, and they make us look at the worst parts of ourselves.
Ooh, that's deep.
Right. So I do think of that. And then as a writer, I look at it as, because the villain is the protagonist of their own story, right? So they don't think of themselves as the bad guy.
No.
They're the good guy in their story, and they feel like they're doing everything correctly, just differently from what we're looking at. So let's dive into that a little more. So I want to talk about Mick and his journey as a villain, and because he is the antagonist of Bad Haircut, and he's the emotional engine of this film. And I don't know if Mick feels like he is the monster in this film at all.
No, I don't think he does.
No?
No.
He's a man that just never felt like he had enough, right? He just, something is missing in his
world. Yeah.
That makes him terrifying and also heartbreaking at the same time. Because I really liked how they took this film. Like, they took Mick right on the line there. You wanted to follow him. He wasn't a straight out horror villain. He was somebody that had depth and
charisma
and really something going on behind that mask that he is putting up, right?
Yeah, it's like you don't realize how unhinged he is until you start breaking it down. And like the longer you're in the scene with him, or like the longer you're in his presence, you slowly start to see like these masks come down. You
do. He starts to reveal who he really is. Yes. And he is someone that wants to matter, right?
Yeah, I definitely think he's somebody that wants to matter, because it's, as you go through his story and his journey, you start to feel that empathy or that sympathy for him, because, he's just this truly kind of lonely guy.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, he's charming. I think you said, did you say charming?
Yeah, he's got charisma.
He's got charisma, and that's that
mask
that he puts on, but he has all that anxiety underneath him. And I think him acting that crazy is just him trying to get, I don't know if he's trying to get attention by acting that crazy, or he's trying to hide who he really is by acting that way.
And there's almost like this this sense of confidence, especially when he's got the scissors in his hand and he's given that haircut. It's like that he exudes that confidence. So it's just, he's a very interesting guy.
He is. And he's afraid that Billy will reject him in the way that everyone else has in his life, that probably has rejected him in his life. So it's funny that I think for coming off so confident, I think he is afraid
of rejection.
And he doesn't want Billy to go away. He needs Billy to stay in the barbershop with him that whole time.
Yeah, it's like that weird companionship or that weird friendship that he's like desperately looking for. And, he sees a kid that maybe is kind of similar to him in some certain ways. And
I think he does resonate with Billy and then sees exactly maybe himself in Billy, that quirky kind of goofy person, and that doesn't have anybody, but wants to improve on. That's that kind of thing of like the hurt person trying to fix the
broken person, trying to fix everybody else.
And that is broken, but you're broken yourself, so it's kind of hard.
You can't fix anybody.
Yes, absolutely. And I think his loneliness is his true villainy of the whole.
That's where the villain comes out.
So I think, when Billy tries to pull away and get out of the barbershop, that kind of thing, that's when Mick starts to unravel, because he's like, at this point, he's like, oh my God, I've lost I've lost him. He's not, he's got another person just running away. Obviously now at this point, Mick has, kept him down in the basement, not to give away too much.
Yeah.
And keeping him locked up, and he can't get away. So it's just Mick feeling that lifetime of rejection, that deep loneliness, and just nobody in his life to really make it matter.
It's like he starts to just grasp at straws by this point of the film, where he will do anything to keep like Billy in his presence and his company. And it's almost like this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of thing. It's very interesting to watch him play this character out, because he does it so well.
He does do it. He does do it very well. And it is very Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because he does flip back and forth so much. And that's just,
It's scary.
it's scary, and it keeps the audience on their toes, right? When you don't know, I mean, in real life, when you know somebody that's flips really quickly, you don't know how to take them. You walk on eggshells kind of thing. And I think that's how you feel in the film.
Yeah.
You kind of feel that unsettledness when, he kind of flips back and forth. You don't know which Mick you're going to get at that point.
Yeah. And I think that's how we kind of felt like sitting and watching it on our couch. We were just like, you could just get sucked in and you're like, oh my gosh, which personality, which side are we going to get of Mick? And then you kind of like cock your head because you're like, oh geez, it just gets crazier.
So that leaves, like I said, the audience very torn. Are they afraid of Mick? Or they feel sorry for Mick? Where do you lie at that point? And I think, I think that transitions through the whole film because in the beginning you're like, whoa, this guy's kind of crazy, but
he's interesting.
He's not. He doesn't feel dangerous at this point, and then it turns into danger, and then it's back and forth between Billy and Mick throughout that whole thing, even to the end. They still have that connection, like they're connected in that one person kind of thing. So of course we're talking about villains, and we're talking about this villain here, Mick, on here, and I think through the whole thing, by the end, you're rooting for this villain at the end a little bit.
You?
I was.
I wasn't in certain parts.
I was because I wanted him to find somebody. Yeah. Not the way he was doing it.
No.
Was bad.
It was questionable.
It was very questionable. He is dangerous, but he's not soulless because he did have, I still feel like he had a soul. He was definitely unhinged, but
didn't lack empathy for people.
No, he didn't lack empathy. He wasn't empty. He was frightening, but he was never flat. And that was one thing I wanted to say through this whole thing is he wasn't a flat villain throughout the whole movie. He had the highs and lows. He had the emotional depth behind it and the reasoning behind all that and why he was feeling the way he was. At the top of the show, it just brings us back to the top of the show where I was like, can, the villain steal the show? And I feel like he did steal the show. It was it is a anti-hero in a way kind of story. And, with him in this movie, it just makes it a whole nother kind of movie. And then Frankie Ray just took it to a whole nother level.
It was incredible.
He was amazing performance by him. And I really appreciated that, how far he went to go there. Yeah. And I know to have to do that every single day and night is just, it's a lot on you.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting and mentally exhausting to continually put yourself in those shoes. So, congrats to you. Congrats to Kyle for making this kind of film as well. And it was funny because I was like, I won't say the end. I don't want, because we don't want to give away a spoiler.
No.
But, and this is a fun fact because I want to do a fun fact that the director and Frankie Ray, they're hoping that it becomes a cult classic down the road. And I can see that. I see that. I really enjoyed Frankie Ray as Mick. And I think Mick is one of those iconic characters that you could continue on. Art the Clown comes to it, although he's not Art the Clown.
No.
Because he's not that crazy killer, but
it's not that kind of slasher movie.
But it's not a slasher movie, yeah. But he is one of those iconic characters I'd like to see continue in other movies. And you could just keep the barber of whatever, that's really good.
Barber of hair.
The barber of hair. The next one, yeah.
The butcher of hair.
Butcher of hair, yeah. And it was funny because Frankie Ray described playing Mick as the darkest, most emotional, damaging hole he crawled into as an actor. So, and I had a brief, very TikTok conversation with him that he did say that was, it was a lot to get into this role. And we hope to, speaking of that, he has graciously agreed. We haven't set up a time or talked about it, but to have an interview. So with him, and I am super excited to hopefully do that very soon as well. Once we
have to know all the details of Mick.
Yes.
Behind the scenes.
Yes. And he said this is his breakout role after 36 years of working as an actor. So
Mhm.
that's another thing to just don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. You got to keep doing what you love to do. And he has. So congrats to Frankie for doing that as well. And then Kyle said that was quoted as that men need love too, showing that Mick isn't just a villain, but he's someone deeply wounded. So it was interesting that Kyle took it to a men's perspective of like, yeah, they need the love as well.
They need love too.
Yeah. And it's been in the film circuit and it's not out in any theater yet, but hopefully it'll come to a theater. It might go. I'm not
Hopefully
sure if it's
soon.
going to streaming or theater, but hopefully it'll come out to the theater because everybody needs to see this.
Yes.
We really enjoyed this movie.
It's a movie I would sit down and like watch again. And for me to sit down and watch another movie, it's got to be really good.
Yeah,
Like
no, I would definitely watch it again as well.
Yeah, because it does have those little funny, quirky moments in it too. So that's what I really appreciated.
So what would we recommend this on Screaming Smiles?
Oh, I say a 4.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 4.
Yeah, I hope this movie comes out to streaming or theaters because we really enjoyed it. I think this is a great movie that everybody is really going to like and enjoy. And
that
really,
connection to that villain.
Yeah, get to know Mick and his character. And
that villains make great leads. And yeah. And they can be scary and emotional and all over the place.
And funny.
And funny all at the same time. So this has been the Horror Comedy Hangout podcast. If you liked what you saw here or heard here, please like and subscribe and comment below. And comment, I think this comment will be, what is your favorite villain?
Oh, yeah. There's tons out there.
Yeah, there's tons out there. So please comment below, what is your favorite villain? And we'll comment back as well. And until the next time, have a good night.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving, everybody.